Imagine this. You're a father of two children, okay? Your wife, you're the father, you have two children. And one day, you literally, not only think to yourself, but you actually have the courage to say, I regret having children. Just let that sink in. Just let that sink in. You have two children. They are not small. They are like maybe 6 or 7, for example. And you have been entertaining this thought, or this thought has been, this voice, nagging voice has been saying, why did I have children? Why did I have children? I shouldn't have had children. Today I cannot manage paying their expense. I'm stressed at work. I don't have money. I don't know what I'll do for their future. I don't have time to even talk to them. They are demanding my time. They are demanding my, my love, my presence. I can't give it to them. And then finally it boils so badly. The noise is so loud in your head. You literally have the courage to tell somebody else, not your wife, not your children, but man, I regret having children. I don't know what to do. It's like you are so fed up. You wish you could abandon them, or you could throw them away, or secretly deep down you'd wish, they would die. I know this sounds very dark and sinister, but quite some time ago, I had a client. Obviously, I'm not going to give details. And no, he's not planning to hurt, harm, or kill them. But I had this client Indian guy, who, based in the Middle East, whose career was completely in shambles. His salary was just average enough where end of the month, only if they controlled the expense, they could pay everything, but they would have zero savings. He was hardly earning anything. His wife was hardly earning anything. And after paying the children's fees, the children's, tuitions, day-to-day things, expenses, zero was being saved. Zero. They didn't have any savings. And I'm not too sure whether he had credit cards or loans or whatever. He didn't get into that, but he told me he was zero. And as we were talking, he was talking to me about his career, personal brand, issues, problems. I never expected him to tell me this, that can I share something personal? I said, yeah, go ahead. Saying, I regret having children. I was like, okay. How many children do you have? He said, I have a boy and I have a girl. I said, okay. And he said, I made a very big mistake having them. I said, then I asked him, were you forced? No. He said, we got married, we fell in love, we wanted to have children, to have a family. In our family, everyone has children. Kind of the religious thing that we too are too, we have a family. So we always had a dream that me, my wife, and we would photograph ourselves with two children, and just the normal, the way life used to go. Like when it was their birthday, they would celebrate their birthday, small get together in the family, take photographs, hold them. Wife would hold one, husband would hold one. But as life progressed, as expenses shot up, as his career started to dwindle down, now he's really, really struggling, absolutely struggling. And he has crossed that, the age of, like they say, midlife crisis, where he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know, he can't migrate. He can't go back to India. The only place he is there is stuck in the Middle East, because he goes to India, he'll not get any job, because none of the Middle East experience is counted. He can't go abroad because he doesn't have the funds for it. He doesn't have the qualification for it. And so he's stuck with having a wife and 2 kids. Wife is working, he's working, but it's not enough. And now, as his children are growing up, like 7, 8, 9, 10, the school fees keeps increasing. The books start getting more expensive. Their clothes, their tuitions. And he was so distraught. He was so disillusioned. He literally started to cry as he was talking to me. I don't know why I had children. I just wish I didn't have children. I just kept quiet. I didn't say anything. And he was sobbing, actually sobbing. So I listened to him for some time, and he asked me, what do I do? When you have a session, when you have a one hour booking, what can you tell a person? You can give generic advice like have courage, work hard, focus on getting a better job, see other avenues to make money. I'm very sure there are many youngsters who are not married, who will give you gems of advice. You can try e-commerce, you can try Shopify, you can try working extra jobs, part-time. It's very easy to give advice, But if you're in that person's shoes, it's not that easy. I'm very sure well-intentioned people would say, no, you should not be discouraged. Take another job, try part-time, try changing a job, get a better salary. See, this is not a small boy. He is 45 plus. When you reach that age, like they say, it's very hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Very hard. And for someone who has not been assertive, someone who has not taken charge of his life, someone who has not planned far ahead, someone who has been in his comfort zone, who has pitied themselves, who has taken the self-victim stance, you cannot change. Like, for example, do you think it's easy for you to change your parents, your mother and father? Do you think you can convince your mother to change her style, her eating, her culture, her tradition, her religion? Or your father, very easy to change his habits, the way he behaves, the way he is? Not possible, man. Not possible. It's not possible to change your mother, not possible to change your father, not possible to change society. The only person you can change is maybe you. But there also there are limitations. So I just kept quiet. So I asked him, what are you going to do? He said, I don't know. And as he was wiping his tears, he said, that's how out of helplessness I am reaching out to you. Now, I could very well make out that he was entering depression, that he was entering a state of helplessness, and that was not good. So I did ask him to get in touch with people who would give him not just the words, not just the verbal support, but give him ways and means to find solutions. Because this is a very dangerous place to be when you feel helpless. And we have seen what people do. They take their life in their own hands. And it's very scary to even think about this, that a man who made a decision to give birth to children and get married, and now he's coming to the point where he's so helpless that you can literally sense he might do something drastic. So I suggested to him to reach out to people that he knew, which obviously, his immediate answer is, I don't know anyone. And now the problem is, I can't do this for him. I'm not an agency, I'm not an organization, I'm not a like NGO or some charitable institute that will, spend time, try to find people. I couldn't give him any solution, to be very honest. This is one of those moments I really felt totally helpless, and I couldn't give him any solution because you can't see, you can bring a horse to the water, you can't make it drink. I can't lecture a man who's going to be in his 50s to be positive, be strong, take up a new job, learn a new skill, when he has not done it for 50 years of his life, when he has been the way he is. So I really was not able to give him any solution or anything, give him any answer. But I did whatever I could in terms of finding contacts, connections, or whatever. But what I want to tell you through this video is, having a child is a very romantic thought, is a very noble intention that people have, that I want to give, bring a new child into this world, give it a good life. People have good intentions. They want to give the best to their children, and they hope that the childhood that they never had, they can offer it to their children. Like the education they didn't have, they can offer them. The love they never got, they'll give it to their children. The things they never saw, they can show their children. And I have done this with my children, my child. I'm sure you must have, if you are married with children, you must have done it for your children and your family. I've seen people who had a bad childhood or not so good childhood, but they offer the best. But the problem is, this is not the case across the board. There are lots, and I mean lots of people who just want to have children for the sake of having children. There are people who say, oh, you should have 2 children. And when I ask them, what is the logic of having 2 children? So one child is not alone. They learn social skills. They learn bonding. All that is fine. Okay, you learn social skills. You learn how to have a brother, sister, take care of each other. But do you have the financial means to take care? People speak against abortion. They say abortion is, you are ending a life. Okay, fine. So you bring the life into this world. Fine. But who will take care of it? That is the first question. Who will nurture this child? Second question. Who will give it proper upbringing? Third question. Can you make the mother and father force them to love the child, to want to be good parents? If the mother and father both love smoking, drinking, drugs, being wasteful, they don't earn enough money, they don't spend time, then what is the point and purpose of bringing this child into this world? You're going to ruin and destroy the child's life. And then the child ends up being an antisocial element. All these pro-life individuals, oh, the fetus has life and all that. Yeah, you bring the child into the world. That is the easy part. Who's going to take care of it? Then you have marriage problems. They split up. Husband doesn't want to support the wife. Wife is busy doing her own thing. She has to work 4-5 jobs. Who will take care of this child? The child will be left in the hands of the neighbors or other kids, and ends up being a completely lost individual with no proper father figure, no proper love, no proper guidance from the mother, no family, nothing. All these pro-life people, from Ben Shapiro to Candace Owens to all these, they lecture. Even the priest will say, child is a gift of God and all that. Who will take care of the child? The number of youngsters who I chat with, how lost they are. What decisions they are making. They can't even get a job. They can't even earn to look after themselves. They are lost. They don't want to study. Some of them don't want to work. Some of them, and many of them, are smoking, drinking, addicted to porn, to sex. What is the point of having children, man? Why do you think, say I can afford maybe 4 kids. Why am I sticking with 1? To take care of 1, the amount of effort that you need, not just the money. Money is a very important part of it. Attention, time, sacrifice, communication. So many things go, man. Just, child is a gift from God. Child, we too are too. I want 1 boy, 1 girl. I want it to be balanced. God will take care. No, sorry. There's no God will take care. God doesn't come and pay the school fees. God doesn't come and, ensure that they don't smoke, drink, do drugs, get addicted to porn. There's no God will take care. You have to take care. Don't put your little extension into somebody else and say, this is God's will. It's not just money, boss. My wife is with my kid 24/7. 24/7. From the time she wakes up, time she goes to sleep, prepares her for school, makes her food, sits and talks to her, plays with her. It is a 24-hour job. And that is why I made sure that she doesn't need to work. I'll work, you take care of the kid. It was terrible, terrible listening to what this man had to say. And I don't think he has sat down with his children for a single day. I don't think he has given them any. In fact, he doesn't have the character to give them a proper upbringing. He lacks self-esteem, self-ego, self-love, self-confidence, common sense, education, style, charisma, communication. There is nothing about him that makes him worthwhile as a role model, a father, an elder figure. Nothing. Nothing at all. Him and his wife, both. Why did you have this child here? If you're so pathetic, if your personality is so pathetic, you and your partner, then imagine what you'll do to the child. It's a sad state of affairs. Today we are having the same problem that is hitting the Indian population. You have the highest population in the world, even crossing China. Zero skills, zero pathetic upbringing, addiction to porn, addiction to smoking, drinking, third-class friends, useless companions, pathetic way of thinking, politics and religion, and classless, totally classless society. And children are in that sewage. They're mixing with everyone. Why have children here? For what? Just get married, don't have children, man. You're not fit, you're not qualified, you don't have what it takes financially, mentally, emotionally. Why have children? And why simply give that bullshit, it's God's? There's nothing God, man. It's you putting your thing there. What God? God is not putting his sausage there. If you don't have the money, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the maturity, you don't have the emotional intelligence, you don't have time, you don't have the presence, you don't have the personality, you don't have anything, whether the brains or the heart, please don't have children. Please don't have children. That's all I want to say, man. It was so terrible listening to him. I didn't know whether to feel disgusted with him or to feel pity for the children, because at least he had the guts to tell me the truth. Imagine how many like him are there. How many parents. And you can see, just have a look at any boy or girl. You can make out whether the mother or father bought this child out of love or just simply as a social experiment or lust or just brain dead. They just open their legs, put it in, one comes out. I know there are some women here. One of them has 11 kids. She doesn't have a husband. 11 kids. And they are all playing around, doing their own thing, and she's not bothered. She just cooks, she does her thing, and they're playing in the mud and all that. Some people, their tubes, should be tied up. Some people, their ball sack cut. Have your fun. No need to produce. I don't know what else to say, man. Anyway, this was a couple of months ago, so just remembered and I brought it up. My request to you through this video is, in fact, don't even get married if you don't want to. Seriously, don't get married. Just boyfriend, girlfriend, like that dink, dual income, no kids. And even if you get married, please don't have children. You don't have the time, the patience, especially the money and the capacity to raise them. Having a kid is damn easy. Raising the kid is damn hard. And if you don't know what it is to have a kid, adopt a pet and see if you can clean the poop, the piss, the shouting, the screaming, the bad behavior for a couple of years. If you can't tolerate that, at least 4 or 5 dogs in the house, don't have a kid. Because trust me, a kid is like having 10 dogs and none of them listening to you. That is how a kid is. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, just final thing before I conclude. I see so many here foreigners, no? The female wearing skimpy, super skimpy. Like this female literally wears outfit where she shows her butt cheeks. She's wearing like skimpy. And she has this baby that she's pushing in the trolley. What is she doing? She's showing everything to public. And there's a poor kid. And I'm pretty sure she goes to nightclubs, pubs, bars. So imagine what that kid will grow up to be. A fatherless child with a promiscuous mother. Guess what quality of the next generation. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is me signing off. Take care.